Awesome. Whoa. I have been looking forward to this moment. What's it gonna look like? Is this thing gonna actually teleport us? Is it not gonna work? I'm in my head, I'm kind of hoping that it just...
It'd be a super mutant.
Okay, I'll tell you what I want to happen. It probably won't do this because I don't know if they're cool enough. But if this thing is supposed to like basically teleport us from one location to the next, I really wish they would have, or I really wish that it would be like, we're obviously not going to go to the Institute right away. Like, if you could throw in some different locations real quick, like you teleport me to the Capital Wasteland for some reason, you teleport me to like somewhere in California, New Vegas, and then the Institute. That would have been fun, but there's no way they're going to do that. It would be dope, though.
Dr. Lee is a valuable asset. If any harm comes to her, I'm holding you personally responsible.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
You keep wanting to go back to the Capital Wasteland. I know, man. I want to see it in this Fallout 4 graphics. I just want to go back. That was the first 3D Fallout game that I played, and I love it because of that. Some people don't, but it's special to me.
In there?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform, and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto. Are you in or are you out? Make up your mind.
I'm scared. You just wait. That thing looks cool, man.
The device doesn't work from over there. You have to be on the platform.
But I'm scared. I need my Jangles Moon Monkey with me. Just wait for 10 years for a mod remake in 4's engine.
You wanted to get into the Institute, right?
So that's too
Well,
long.
what are you waiting for?
It's too long.
Refrain from opening fire inside the Institute. It could jeopardize our entire mission.
I can't go first person.
Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal.
I hear
Cross your
classical music.
fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, looks like we have a winner. RF wave capture complete. Ramping the emitter.
Stop talking, Maxon.
80%. Emitter spiking, but
Deacon's
steady.
not coming with me?
All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
I mean, Elder Maxon was really talking. And molecular level, we did it. It was kind of ruining that scene. Where the heck are we? Maxon isn't socially apt. He's just like, hey, move along, soldier. Then he's like telling me about Dr. Lee, and I'm like, bro, I already know. Ooh. I feel like these things are like Portal. Like Portal, the little things in Portal 2. Wow, so it's just me here. There's no companions. This music sounds awesome. Wow. immediately goes to a side room. Cool. Another reason why I wanted to bring power armor is because I can store more loot. Like that. We'll see. It probably won't be too much loot, but you never know. Okay, so we got a quest from Maxon and Ingram. Now I understand what you mean by the picking the Brotherhood of Steel to build this is a more interesting option compared to Minutemen or Railroad. Because if we did Minutemen or Railroad, never would have known about the whole Dr. Lee situation. So I'm really glad you told me about that and that we picked this one. It's amazing. That would be a cool little GIF. During my infiltration of the Institute, Proctor Ingram has ordered me to steal data from one of the terminals using a special holotape. Alright. Watch this GIF. I need to make that into a GIF. I'm trying to. Railroad doesn't mention Lee, which is exactly why I told you Brotherhood of Steel is more interesting, but you can find Lee anyhow, BOS or not. Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so, because you're gonna run across her here, apparently. It's just now I know that she's here. Compared to just stumbling upon her.
Hello.
Father?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father.
What the
The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Institutionalized. What the... sir? I like their boxes for, the medkits. Let's see what this is. I should have hard saved it before we came up here, but it's alright. Let's see what's in this. Access log. A bunch of nothing. Really want to take this in. This building and music makes it feel like I'm playing like a sci-fi game. Institute Jumper.
Busted.
Elevator access denied. What's back here? Any loot? No loot. No loot. Alright, we going down? We're going down.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
I don't know about that, sir.
Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground.
So they are
There's too much
underground.
at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
I'll be very surprised if this institute sways me somehow. Like, wow, they're not that bad at all, even though they kidnapped my son. It'll be interesting. That whole like elevator scene was awesome. I felt like I was in Mass Effect, like one of the like on the Citadel, or like I don't know. There's been some buildings in Mass Effect that have like that sort of look. Sean?
Useless.
Oh, don't put the Gauss rifle away. Ear examiner. Spanner. I want my helmet off. If this is Sean, I want to be able to see my face. I don't hear anything. Might not be Sean, I don't know.
Can't pick this. Would need the key.
Requires key. Alright, what do I do?
Jammed.
Son? It is!
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Oh!
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Oh my god.
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Pro tip, all these tools are aluminum. I'm taking them. Yoink! Institute is pretty sleek, yeah.
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's
Oh,
someone here!
no,
Help
no.
me!
No, he's talking about the institute. Oh no. Ah, feels bad, man. He thinks that we're no, he's not talking about us. He's not.
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
So it's not actually Sean. Well, judging by that line, I don't know.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean.
Huh?
I am your son.
Okay, first of all, my hands were not on the keyboard or anything. They skipped that line. It's just a bug, I guess. He's Sean?
How is that even possible?
I know this is
How is he
a lot
older than
to
me?
take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Well, I mean, my timing is a little off because we started this game so long ago that like almost a year ago that I don't really remember the time that passed. I think it was like, well, he's saying 60 years.
Overwhelmed.
So that's understandably why he's older than me, because I was still in cryo when this guy's out here living for years.
Are you following?
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
I don't believe you. There's no way any of this is true.
I wish there was something to say. I know this isn't what you wanted, but it's the only truth I can offer you.
Why are you doing this to me? After everything I've been through.
I don't mean any of this to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. Help us. I've shown you my trust. Your weapons haven't been confiscated, and I stand unarmed before you. Please, let's just talk.
All right. Let's talk then.
I know you must have questions. Please, anything I can do to help you understand.
So many questions. So many questions. So many questions. They haven't patched the dialogue bug. Mind blown, says Assassin Queen. I'm stunned right now. Finally, after 2.5 years, I can relax my butt cheeks since Sean won't be spoiled. Feels good, man. Wow. I can't imagine that being a spoiler. I honestly would be like, nah, I don't believe it if I heard it.
Are you following?
No, I'm not following. I need you to do a recap again. Please allow me to ask all these questions. Well, I mean, this is not a question. This is not a question.
I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
Rhoda says, you'd be surprised the amount of times I've seen someone pop in and just be like, yo, Sean is leader of the Institute. And I don't even watch Fallout 4, says Romingtons. Wow. I guess we've been really lucky then.
Are you following?
Wait a minute. Kellogg. How would Kellogg have worked for Sean if Sean was still in cryo and a baby?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg.
Well, I mean, now.
He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg worked for the Institute before Sean was taken. But I mean, he was a synth. So that's why he lived all that time, I guess. Sean is also supposed to look like you.
This really is a matter of importance.
I am disappointed he didn't have a goatee. What? He's got an old man beard. He has what I've always wanted. So it's saying when I'm 60 years old that I'll finally have it.
Are you following?
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Well, I could say that again and maybe say something else. Oh boy, this is a lot. Remember when I said, like 10 minutes ago, the Institute's gonna have to do something big to sway me?
I hope you're not
My
too
son?
overwhelmed.
Kellogg.
Let me see if I
It
can...
wasn't until I became...
Uh-huh. He was
I
a
want to say
murderer.
this line.
He killed your mother.
Believe me, I am well aware of the atrocities Kellogg committed. I suspect there are many more we'll never know of. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature.
So it just says that one line and
I will
then
freely admit that.
all this other stuff
Institute
that's the same.
technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent. I won't lie. What else?
Holy. Remedy says, yeah, if you make the parents real ugly, so is he. Oh my. Yo, I'm sure there's a video out there. I'm gonna need you to link a video to the ugliest Sean possibly created. There's probably there's got to be some compilations on YouTube. Probably know them, Remingtons. I need to see them now.
Kellogg.
Ah, I hit the wrong one.
It was.
Kellogg was...
After what he's done, the Institute took it.
Yeah, skip all this.
What else?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
So let me see if I am understanding this properly here. So when we were in the beginning of the game and we were in cryo and all that, Kellogg comes in because he works for the Institute. He worked under someone else,
This
I guess
really is
the
a
father
matter of
before
importance.
Sean, because they wanted humans for experiments. So he took a baby in its purest form for Institute experiments. And then eventually, Sean
hope you're not
grew up
too
over these 60
overwhelmed.
years, became the leader of this, and still had Kellogg out there doing stuff until we killed him. So he didn't plan, even though Kellogg kills the wife, kills his mom, he,
Are you following?
I guess, didn't seem to really care about that too much.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
What would you have me say?
Damn.
The world is a dangerous place? Although I think maybe it always was. It's just a bit more honest about it now. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that.
Really?
With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again.
Let
What
go?
else can I say to ease your mind?
Let go, begin again? I want to say that
I've
another
gone over
line
the
here.
records of the incident.
I want to say all these lines just to see what that one extra line of dialogue is before he says the default stuff.
You don't remember. You didn't see it the way I did. It was brutal.
Yes, I'm sure it was. Sadly, the world has become a brutal, unforgiving place. For many years, I never questioned. With old age comes, but what else can I?
Your mother.
I want him to
Yeah,
know I'm
I'll go
upset
through.
about this.
Collateral damage? She was murdered.
Killed? Yes. Murdered? I'm not so sure about that. Still, I do regret never having known her. For many years, I never... With old age, but...
Killed,
what
yes.
else?
Murdered. Yeah, she was murdered, dude.
Yeah,
Sean, she loved you so much.
I have no doubt. I'm afraid I have very little experience with those emotions, having lived my life within the Institute. For many years, I never questioned...
That's...
But what else?
Aha. I think I've heard enough for now. Oh, heck no. We got more. Got more to say. Everybody says, man, if I were streaming, I have an awesome idea for sub badges. Sierra Madre symbol that starts as a middle dot and gets more petals
following?
with tears until it's full. Dude. That would be insane. That's a really cool idea. I'm not taking it. Will not take it. Will not take it at all. But that's awesome. Ken Dogs, what's up? It has been a while. How are you doing? Just popping in to say hi on my
This
break. Hope
really
to
is
catch
a
you
matter
next
of
time, though.
importance.
Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. We had a couple people stop in and hope to see us again another day. But thanks for popping in. Hope you're doing well. Been a while since I've caught a stream of yours, so one day you can take it since I'm no
I hope
streamer,
you're
says
not too
Remington.
overwhelmed.
Man, I don't. That's a very creative idea for some sub badges, for sure. I've never really thought about that, to be honest.
Are you following?
All right, let's see what he says about this.
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position, obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Ken Dogs, thanks for the host. Thank you very much. Reddit says, I've seen so many affiliates struggle to come up with an idea when I was like,
I hope you're
for
not
me,
too
got it right
overwhelmed.
away. I don't know. I think for my sub badges, if I were to ever have them made, would kind of have to be something to do with like sci-fi or something. It'd have to be,
Are
I
you
don't know.
following?
I mean, the sub editors are so small, it's kind of hard to work with something. Like, the thing you can do is, like, you can add more things, like you said, for your for the New Vegas one. Or, like, I've seen people, like, I don't know, just change the colors on the sub badges, or have maybe a little bit of different art on it, but I don't know. Would be interesting. Let's see.
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes.
Wait, he said that.
That is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Oh. Kind of like living in the Institute is kind of like vault life, to be honest. Like living in a Vault-Tec vault, but like one that's not crazy. Maybe. I don't know. They do experiments here, so it's kind of like all the other vaults, I guess. Yeah, most people opt for colors since it's the easiest. Size is really rough. Yeah, I mean, like, the sizing, I wish Twitch would up the sizing on sub badges, on emotes. Emotes is really hard to get a lot of detail in there with the small pixel space you have.
This really is a matter of importance.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I'll give you a chance. But whether or not I act on it, I don't know. So there are options that are like, yes, I don't know, I can't do that.
I hope you're not too overwhelmed.
I do want to see what he's saying. Or what he wants to show me.
Are you sure you want this?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
We'll say this line.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
I think we'll be leaving Dr. Lee for last. Whoa, man. That freaking just story dump. Gallons of story on me. All over me.